Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge, and welcome to day 20 of the Geek Cupboard's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022. We're getting closer to the big day and the end of our countdown, but we do still have 5 more teas to enjoy. So let's open up the Advent calendar and see if we can find gigantic tea door number 20. Where are you, gigantic tea door number 20? Right, okay, you're up there in that corner. Let's see if I can kind of put you into the middle of the camera there. So, okay. The little kind of objective thing says, find your Zen. Okay, so is that like sort of do some yoga or, I don't know, do some meditating or something? Hang on a minute, I'm going to go and do a spot of meditating. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. I meditated for a tiny amount of time. Is that enough? I don't really know how to find my Zen. I don't know what to do to make that an achievable thing. Do I need to actually go and do some proper kind of meditating? Just sit in the quiet for a bit and just kind of, consider myself and the world and life and existence and everything. I don't really know. I'm not entirely sure how to find my Zen. If anybody knows how to find my Zen and where it might be, if I've left it, if it's put down the back of the sofa or is it left in the car or something, I don't know. But if anybody knows how I should go about finding my Zen, please do let me know in the comments because that will be quite interesting. So here we go. Let's leave that. Let's park that one for a while. We'll put that one on ice, as people might say. And we'll sort of open it up and maybe at some point in the future I'll have to go and try to find my Zen. But more importantly, let's go look at today's tea. Here we go. So we have a kind of a red packet thing. The grass might be greener, but the tea is just right. I like that. These are really good. Okay. This is interesting. We have a flavoured... Now, I don't know how you say this. Is it rooibos? 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 Don't know how you say that, but it's like, it's the... sort of, is it South African rooibos? So a flavoured, whatever that word is there, rooibos tisane in a bag. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look. We've got Sticky Date Delight. Okay, the traditional sticky toffee pudding in your hot little hands. The indulgent rich taste of caramel, silky smooth toffee sauce, and steaming sticky date make for a drool-worthy brew that's simply sublime. Okay. So we brew it as normal. The ingredients are, so rooibos, caramel. Okay, so there's caramel in it. And then it's got some flavouring. It's got some figs in it. Okay, figs and rice flour, marigold petals, and then dates. Okay, intriguing. So it's going to be a tea that's going to be a little bit like sticky toffee pudding. I do like sticky toffee pudding with custard. Loads of custard, all the custard. But, okay, fine. That's intriguing. Okay, here we go. I'm looking forward to this one. It's either going to be utterly incredible or it's going to be a complete letdown, isn't it? So here we go. Let's go over to the kettle. And here we are with our lovely freshly brewed cup of Sticky Date Delight tea. And it's got a lovely colour to it. Look at that. It's got a lovely kind of rich, dark colour to it. It looks very good. And it does smell quite good as well. I mean, if I put it right to my nose and smell... it smells of caramel, and you might be able to tell with my voice sounding a little bit kind of croaky. I've picked up a little bit of a cold, which is unfortunate. So I can't smell, lots of things because, I've got a cold and sometimes it impairs your smell. But I can definitely smell that. If I put that right close to my nose and smell, I can smell caramel. It smells of like a caramelly sort of thing. It's as though I'm kind of leaning over an actual sticky toffee pudding that's just been made and it's sat in a bowl and I'm smelling that. I can't smell it so much from down here. When the mug's on the desk, I can't smell it quite so much. I mean, I can smell it a little bit. I can smell it a bit. So maybe if I didn't have a cold, maybe I could smell it a bit more. But it does smell quite good. It smells like it's supposed to. It smells like a sticky toffee pudding. So let's actually go and have a little taste, shall we? And see what this tastes of. Does it taste as good as it smells? Here we go. Let's dive in. Okay, that is, I'll be honest, underwhelming. That's very underwhelming. It doesn't really taste of much. There's a good smell when you drink it. Also, you put the mug close to your face and it smells quite good. But in terms of the taste of the tea, it doesn't really taste of much at all. It tastes possibly a little bit sweet. Maybe, hang on. Let's go for another one. Let's not, do it a disservice quite yet. Let's have another try just to see if we've actually got this right. Hang on. No, that's really, really disappointing. that doesn't taste of much. I mean, the tea bag was in. It said, hang on. It says to leave it for between 3 to 5 minutes. I left that for 5 minutes, if not a bit more. I went and did some washing while I was downstairs. I nipped out to the tumble dryer, and then I hung some stuff around the place on the dryer. So it was in for way more than 5 minutes. So it's not like I've, not had it in long enough, the tea bag in long enough for it to properly brew. It should have brewed, sufficiently and more as well. So it should potentially be tasting a little bit stronger than intended. But it doesn't really taste of anything. Hang on. No, it just tastes of, it's a little bit sweet, possibly. And that's kind of it. That's really weird. It's just like drinking a slightly sweet cup of hot water. There's barely anything to it. Unless unless the cold is affecting my taste as well. I don't think it is. I can taste other things. Yeah, it doesn't taste like I thought it might do, like I'd hoped. Because I kind of thought, it's going to be like a lovely sticky toffee pudding. It's going to be all sort of lovely and sweet, and we get that nice sort of caramel and toffee flavours coming through. But it's a little bit sweet. But other than that, there is not much going on with that. That's a bit disappointing. I did say it was either going to be amazing or it was going to be a tragedy. That's not very exciting at all. It is just like drinking a bit of sort of, slightly sweet hot water with a nice smell. It's got a nice smell to it, but the actual taste is it's just a bit bland. I can't even pick up any kind of aftertaste or anything like that either. It's, okay, that's really sad. I kind of had high hopes for that. I thought, this could be quite good, but no, it has crashed and burned. Okay, well, there we go. So, Sticky Date Delight, I'm afraid, is a bit of a thumbs down on this one. It's, it's very unspectacular. It has not delivered, I think we can say with that one, but that's a bit of a shame. Okay, well, we've got some tea, as non-exciting as it is. Let's go to today's question, which I think is quite a good one, to maybe, offset the sadness of the tea here. So today's question comes from It's Maya Player, and they said, I'm interested to know if you get time to watch other content creators on YouTube, and if so, who do you watch? So when I sort of started doing all this channel stuff, I watch quite a lot of stuff, but now I do YouTube, and daily video is quite a thing to do when you also have a regular day job and a family as well. I watch less now. So I did watch quite a lot back in the day. So maybe sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I'd watch quite a lot of YouTube stuff. Now, not quite so much. It's quite hard to find the time to do it in between doing all the other stuff that I've got to do. But I do watch a few other bits and bobs. I do watch some stuff. And I'm going to read out a list here. So here's me saying, I don't watch much stuff, but there is quite a lot of stuff. So in terms of gaming stuff, I of course watch the wonderful Dave over at the wee hours, nowhere near as much as I'd like to, because again, there's stuff going on and life is happening and there are a million things to do. But I do like watching Dave stuff, because Dave is brilliant and is a wonder and should have a gajillion more subscribers and everything else. So I watch Dave stuff because I do like Dave stuff. I think Dave stuff is funny and witty and clever and engaging. I think it's really good. So of course I watch Dave over at the wee hours. I then also do watch John over at Many a True Nerd, who was sort of the inspiration for the Geek Cupboard, I suppose. He was kind of the one that I watched more than others. And then thought, do you know what? I can do this. Why don't I give this a go? So I watched John over at Many a True Nerd. He does some really good kind of long series. Like Oblivion is on at the minute. That's a really good series. His Oblivion series is very, very good indeed. I've enjoyed that quite a lot. I watch a bit of Nerdcube from time to time. A bit less nowadays. They're, a little bit more sort of sweary and sort of dramatic, but they're okay. Nerdcube is funny. I like Nerdcube. They're funny. And also I've got Dan's book as well, to Dan at Nerdcube. I've got his book as well, and it's a good book. It's an interesting, funny book about video games. I, of course, watch Spiffing Brit. I believe all British people are legally required to watch Spiffing Brit upon pain of royal execution. I like Spiff. I just think his videos they're unlike anything else. They're unlike other things with the kind of the editing and the way stuff is done and the way he sort of delivers his things. I like his stuff. So I do watch a bit of Spiffing Brit from time to time. Not everything. Normally, yeah, I'll watch something if it's sort of Skyrim or Civ or Crusader Kings or whatever. I don't watch all of his stuff, but I do watch quite a lot. Potato McWhiskey I quite like watching just for the sort of try and learn a bit about Civ. I would say that Potato McWhiskey is more of a sort of a YouTuber you would learn from rather than you would watch for entertainment. For say like me and Dave and like John, Many a True Nerd, you might watch those for more sort of entertainment because we're playing the games and we're mucking about with things and we're having fun. Whereas Potato McWhiskey, he knows Civ, he knows his stuff, and he gets really detailed into it, and you find out these amazing tips and tricks and things. So yeah, I watch him from time to time. Then there's No Respawns. I do like a bit of No Respawns, just sort of casual Fallouty, Skyrim-y sort of stuff, just sort of laid back. It's all quite chilled out and laid back. He does his streams. I don't think he does so much in the way of videos anymore. He does do sort of stream stuff. But then, I mean, I watch quite a lot of stuff. I watch other stuff. If somebody's playing something that I'm interested in, I might go and watch that and think, I might watch a few minutes and go, is that game for me? And I might look at it and go, yes, it is. And I'll stop watching it. I mean, there are others. I mean, Quill18. I like Quill18. He plays some good stuff. He's funny. Catherine of Sky. Love Catherine of Sky. Her sort of content stuff is really good. And it's quite calm and laid back. Games on Hard Mode. Games on Hard Mode is brilliant. I like his stuff. Doesn't do too much stuff, but the stuff that he does put out is really, really good. It's very well thought through, and it's got sort of a decent, I was going to say script. Is it script? I don't know, but it's well put together. It's sort of it flows well. There's Games on Hard Mode's content. I mean, I like lots of other things as well. I'm sure there are many others, but I would say they're the kind of the main ones. But then I do watch the non-gaming stuff as well, because this YouTube is full of a bajillion things. I do like. Hang on, I'm going to have a bit of this because my throat is ailing a bit. It feels a bit sort of scratchy. So hang on, let's see if this cures my scratchy throat. There we go. Don't know if it helped or not, but it's tea. All tea is good tea, even this unspectacular tea. So non-gaming stuff. I do like watching. So Ryan George is a sort of a comedy person, does little comedy skit things where it's kind of him talking to himself. So he plays many characters, and the sketches often sort of highlight the absurdity of things. So yeah, it'll be like the first guy to try milk from a cow or whatever, or the first guy to open a hotel, and when you sort of explain it in a very direct sort of roundabout way about how something works, then it can be quite absurd. And so his videos are quite funny. And then he also does pitch meeting, which is kind of, again, it's sort of him talking to himself, but it's kind of cleverly done. So you could believe potentially it could be two people. But he sort of pitches sort of film ideas, movie ideas. And again, highlighting the sort of glaring inaccuracies and sort of plot holes and nonsense that goes on in films and such like. And they're really funny. They're very funny. And over time, because I remember watching them like a long time ago, maybe a couple of years ago, and over time the characters in that have gone from sort of relatively sort of ordinary characters, where I think he just had the idea and said, hey, here's a funny thing, let's just mock some films. And the characters are more like sort of, hello, you got a movie for me? And the other guy kind of goes, yeah, I have. It's called Bibbidi Bob. Whereas now, because he's had time to kind of build these characters, they've kind of developed into these sort of crazy manic characters. So instead of sort of going, hey, you got a movie for me? It's now kind of more, hey, do you have a movie for me? And it's all really like sort of excessive and over the top and exciting. And it's good. It's good. Pitch meeting is really good. They're about, 6 to 8 minutes long each, possibly. And they're just very funny. They're very funny. And you'll find one about a film that you like. And then you watch it and think, oh yeah, that doesn't make sense. Oh, that is complete nonsense. You're correct. So I watch Ryan George on Pitch Meeting, which is its own channel. I like watching Uncle Roger, or Nigel Ung, I think it is. But the Uncle Roger channel, the kind of the pretend kind of uncle character who criticises and sort of critiques food cooking videos. I like that. I find it very funny. It's just, again, it's sort of catchphrases and it's just sort of nonsensey stuff, but I find it quite funny. And then, there's other stuff. There's Viva La Dirt League. That's kind of linked to gaming. They sometimes do like things about gaming. They're like a sort of, are they from New Zealand or Australia possibly? They're from that part of the world. And they do kind of like little sketches, and they've got sort of certain set things. They have like a sort of a cast of characters that's them but in like a fantasy world. So like they're in an MMO type thing. Epic NPC Man, I think it's called. And they've got them in kind of a shop, like a modern day shop, it's called Playtech, and it's about them selling hardware and stuff, and sort of, the work in a corporate world and that kind of stuff. But that's quite funny. I like them. And then there's Oversimplified. I like Oversimplified. Oversimplified stuff is really good. They kind of do sort of history stuff, like history lessons about various historical things. But it's done in a funny way, and it's all animated, and the characters are all funny. And again, they've got catchphrases, and it works very well. There's Jay Foreman. I really like Jay Foreman stuff. He's a British comedian, and he does sort of really clever kind of looks, again, at stuff. He's got a series called Unfinished London, which is all about sort of London, and there's like the bridges in London, the tube, and all the kind of road network, and how it's all split up into boroughs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he looks at all that, and then there's a thing called Map Men. I do like Map Men. Map Men is very funny as well. So it's him and another chap, and they talk about maps and just different aspects of maps, like how are they decided, and who did the borders, and why they're this, and why they're that, and why that shape, and just sort of all different things about maps. And on the face of it, when I say that out loud, it does sound a bit boring, but no, it works well. It does work quite well. Map Men is funny, which is one of Jay Foreman's things. So there's probably more as well. There's probably a lot more stuff. I mean, I do, not content creators, but I do tend to, if I'm not sort of watching something, if I'm, say, working or trying to concentrate on something, I will put on film scores. I'll put sort of film scores on. I tend to not listen, if I'm trying to concentrate, I tend to not have stuff with words on. If I'm listening to music with words, I get distracted by the words and I can't concentrate on what I'm trying to concentrate on. So I tend to listen to things like film scores, like exciting stuff and sometimes calm stuff. I mean, we've got the Interstellar soundtrack. That's really good. And then game scores as well. I mean, things like the Crusader Kings 3 score is really good. That's quite good to listen to. And Stellaris. Stellaris is a brilliant soundtrack. That's really, really good. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I would sort of listen to as well that are not necessarily content creators, but sort of musical things. But I would say, yeah, that's quite a good list to be getting on with. If you've never heard of some of those, go and check them out. So hang on. I did write a list for this. I wrote it down. So let me just recap very quickly. So Dave over at the Wee Hours, Many a True Nerd, Nerdcube, Spiffing Brit, Potato McWhiskey, No Respawns, Games on Hard Mode, Catherine Sky, Quill 18, Pitch Meeting, Ryan George, Uncle Roger, Viva La Dirt League, Oversimplified, Jay Foreman, and possibly more as well. I imagine there are many more things I just kind of watch and go, that's funny. But yeah, they're the ones I kind of scribbled down on my little sort of notepad thing and thought, yeah, that'll do. They seem to be a good summary of things that I would watch more often than not. So there we go. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully that answers the question very well. I'm going to go away, finish my tea, and maybe give my voice a rest. Yeah, I've caught a bit of the lurgy since we got back off holiday, and it's a little bit annoying because I don't want to have a cold. It affects the recording schedule and all that kind of stuff. And it's coming up to Christmas. I don't really want to be that poorly, but whatever the case, I mean, it might be the case that my voice sounds okay out loud, and it's just in my head that it sounds funny. Because, when you have a cold, things sound a bit funny in your head, don't they? It all sounds a bit everything sounds a bit sort of muffled and quiet, doesn't it? So maybe out loud I'm okay, and it's just in my head that I sound weird. But whatever the case, hopefully I can get over the cold. We're just going to have a nice sit down, just to lie down, bit to relax, and hopefully heal up for tomorrow's Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown video. But I think, we've got the disappointing tea, which is very disappointing indeed, and we've answered the question, so I think we can wrap things up for the moment. So for now, thank you very much for joining me on day 20 of the Fes-tea-ve Advent Countdown 2022, and I'll see you next time. This robotic arm has salmonella on it. Okay, so we've got two things that are diseased. Be warned about tutorial robot. He's all sort of retro and adorable. I think he wants to destroy humanity. Hungry humans, come and order some food. 74% efficiency. Oh my goodness. Wow. There he is. There's a murderous robot face.